to speak very beautiful words about our bride and groom. Please give them the attention and respect they deserve by quieting down. Thank you.
Thank you. Most of you know that I'm Allison's sister Lisa, and that we're absolutely best friends. Every day, rain or shine, come hell or high water. But you may not know that this task has a certain amount of pressure associated because my wonderful, humble sister freely brags about her love of giving wedding toasts. This worked out great since she was the maid of honor at my wedding and it came with the job. However, this love extends beyond maid of honor duties, and she is actually asked to give a toast at a wedding where this was not part of the job description. And not only did she give a speech, but continues to boast about how, quote, the next day people were still talking about it. So yeah, no pressure here on my end. Although despite her many thoughtful, entertaining toasts, to my knowledge, she's never received a standing ovation afterward. So, just saying, you know, if you enjoy this afterward, maybe a little wouldn't hurt. But despite the mild level of competition between us, we really want happiness for each other no matter what. And no one deserves a happy, bright future more than Allison. I know this is really supposed to be about the happy couple and best wishes on their life together, but I have to take an aside to recognize this amazing person. I don't remember the day I found out I was going to be a big sister, but I do remember the day I became a big sister. I woke up one morning on the trundle of the high-rise bed at my grandparents' Brooklyn apartment, and my dad told me that I had a baby sister. I don't know what I said next, but in an instant I can tap into how it felt. And my heart still swells when I think about how in all the moments, in all the universe, things align perfectly enough to give me you. It's hard for me to admit this sometimes, but even though I'm the older one, I find myself constantly looking up to Allison. She possesses and exudes so many of the qualities I wish I...
Your toast was too good, you broke it.
Too good.
That's better.
Maybe now's a good time.
Standing ovation. No pressure. No pressure. No pressure.
Oh, she got a standing ovation at least.
They were full when we put them in. I don't know why.
Perhaps it's a sign I'm a bit long-winded. Okay, I'm gonna back that one up then. It's hard for me to admit this sometimes, but even though I'm the older one, I find myself constantly looking up to Allison. She possesses and exudes so many of the qualities I wish I had, and constantly gives me lessons on tolerance, friendship, and forgiveness without even knowing it. She's fiercely loyal, finds fun in anything and everything, and works tirelessly to ensure quality from everything she touches. She also never Netflix cheats, we will finish Fuller House someday, is always down for a good old-fashioned pig-out session, commits 110% to the theme parties of any kind, and sees every glass as half full, usually of wine. Not surprisingly, the things that make my sister such an amazing friend are also the qualities that will make her an amazing partner. And while I'm not ready to give up my partner in crime just yet, I am happy to welcome Dan to the gang. And that's the beauty of this union. No one loses and everyone gains as our family expands and evolves to include my new brother. And Dan, when there are times, and there will be times, where you observe the rest of us in our natural habitat and think, what did I get myself into? Remember, as I tell my own husband, you picked us. Dan actually isn't as new an addition to this family as you might think. I may be dropping a bombshell here, but Dan was actually married once before, to me, in high school. It's really not as scandalous as it sounds. We were betrothed via an assigned Italian skit in class, and it was doomed from the start. We just couldn't agree about how to spend our money. He wanted tickets to a soccer game, I wanted a new dress, you know, typical spat between husband and wife. We actually had a few classes together back then, and what stood out about Dan were his quirky shirts, still a thing, wit and sarcasm, still a thing, and his hearty laugh from way deep down, if possible, even more of a thing. I could have never anticipated the way our paths would ultimately cross or that we'd become family, but seeing the joy you bring my sister and the love you share has made this the best twist of fate ever. And despite my lengthy thoughts about the past, today we're really here to celebrate the future. If there's anything we've learned in the last couple of years, it's that the future is uncertain, unpredictable, and sure to include obstacles that no one could have anticipated. The same can be said for every marriage. But together you can weather anything. And the most important piece of advice I can give is to always remember you're on the same team. And to not listen to marriage advice, because you already know in your hearts everything you have to do to make one another happy. Celebrate, dance, laugh, love, enjoy tonight and every moment from this point forward. Congratulations.
Second standing ovation. That's the second standing ovation. Two.
I have the good fortune of being the last person to have to make a speech like this in our group. So I've learned a couple of things. One, keep it about you guys. Two, don't talk about ex-girlfriends. And three, don't be afraid to write stuff down. So first off, thank you to whoever paid for this tonight. It's a lot of fun. I'm sure they didn't get a pandemic discount. This guy gets it, right? So if you don't know, I'm the sober one in the group, which is a really interesting decision to have the worst driver be the DD every night. But I do have a good particular set of skills. So even though Ostrowe or Dan, I think your name's Dan, right? I think he tends to be the historian of the group, but he's going to fact check me at the end of this. But I was able to find some of our old running diaries that we kept all the time. So all this here is gospel. So June 13th, 2002, 4:08 p.m. It's just another day hanging out at the par 3 course, which that's where we worked. So on an off day, I was hanging out at the par 3 course. Not cool. Anyway, time has just slowed down. Some guy named Ostrowe has just walked in with 2 pizza pies, and I'm in love. July 3rd, 2002, 10:42 p.m. We're at an infamous Vinny Ascatino house party. There's a girl with a big orange head sitting on the piano, and Ostrowe has just showed up. I said hi to him. He has no clue who I am. From there was just 15 years worth of life and things. You know, Jimmy Hahn, Brock Singleton, the Lemon Relay, there's some poorly constructed pants, the Pacinich effect. There was an 8-year span where we started every sentence with the word "ba," and somehow people still talk to us. There was a poison ivy incident. There was a big metal league, Tic Tacs. We went to Syracuse one time with J-Mac, and this was very telling. At the end of the trip, Christy said, "Oh, J-Mac is great, but I can only take Ostrowe and Rick in small doses, which that's us to a nutshell too. 4th of July, there was an even worse driver who hit us, and then 7 years later, she was at our New Year's party somehow, which is unreal. Then you, me, and Sonia, we went to see Zootopia in the theaters. We were the only ones without kids. It was very strange. It was great. It was great. Nothing mattered. That didn't matter. We go May 28th, 2017, 10:34 a.m. We're heading into the city to meet up with Ostrowe and his new lady friend, Allie. Anticipation's through the roof because he seems really excited. 1:13 p.m. It might be early in the trip, but Allie is getting very high marks. She's all in on a wild plan to find senior frogs in New York. 1:22 p.m. Senior Frogs has been closed for like 8 years. 1:53 p.m. Plan B, Wicked Willie's on a Sunday afternoon. Weird, just weird. 2:34 p.m. Ostrowe just went on a padded rant about things and beer, and Allie was not having any of it. She went back at him, corrected him, and told him he was just flat out wrong, and Ostrowe just sat there and took it. He had nothing left to say. She's a special one. Since that first meeting, there's been a couple of other noteworthy running diary mentions, so I'll just go quick. April 17th, 2019, 8:06 p.m. Allie just goaded Ostrowe into a full-on Degrassi-stration of the current WWE storylines, and I really hope Ostrowe doesn't explicit deleted this up. November 10th, 2019, 4:29 p.m. Kaylee has just started singing the Shakira song from Zootopia, and now Ostrowe's talking about the time that the four of us went to go see it in the theaters. He's actively adding her into memories that she wasn't in, which is a really good sign. January 14th, 2020, we've been hanging out a bunch. We really need to see these people all the time in our life. Really happy nothing's gonna happen to stop that from happening. August 16th, 2020, the bright spot of the pandemic. He liked it, he put a ring on it, thank God. So that brings us to October 8th, 2021, 8:03 p.m. Allie, couldn't imagine a better fourth horsewoman to add to the stable. I love you guys so much. We can all see how much you guys love each other. And someone once said, with great power comes great responsibility. And we know love is the greatest power of all, and I know you both will gladly accept the responsibilities you have to each other in large doses. Wishing you nothing but all the joy in the world from now until the end of the running diary. So everyone, raise a glass. Let's toast to the happy couple, baby! No pressure, hurry up, because Kaylee and Zoe need a tag team opponent for WrestleMania 62.
Let's get a big round of applause for both of those beautiful toasts. It should be exploding in the heart. Yes, please remain seated. Your first course is being served.